this out of here. We're a little early this evening because I just couldn't wait to get the cowl done. So I figured that I'd start a little earlier and we'll stay on, an hour and a half tonight because there's a lot of work to do. And that's basically what's going on. So we got 4 watchers already. Let me get this opened up here. I'm going to put some superfill on tonight too, I think. So let's do this. And, well, there's how the cowl sits. I left it just as I did last night. It was dry. I could have done it last night. But I told you that I would finish cleaning this up to show you how easy it is to do. So all you have to do is take a sanding stick or whatever, and just kind of cut it off like you would silk strand. Need to make sure you can see how I'm doing this. Hey, good evening, Alan. Okay, I lost another screw out of there. Oh well, we got plenty of screws. So I'm basically just getting the excess off of this. Yeah, I had a little spot there, but no big deal. I want to see how much it gains. Okay, so let's take a little 180 and we'll clean it up a little bit. I might spot a couple spots. I see a couple spots that need a little more resin on them. I'll do that later. Now, the hole. All you do is take your knife and kind of cut them out of there. Of course, you got to sand them around again. But Z-epoxy sands real easy. I've been doing these hour-long build sessions, and it doesn't seem like I'm making a whole lot of progress, but good evening, Alexander. Doesn't seem like I'm making a whole lot of progress, but, it's just, I could do it a lot faster, but then you guys wouldn't get the feel for what exactly. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said that, me showing the actual time that it takes to do these things is better than doing a video of me showing, how to do it and then cutting away, editing the whole process out and showing you the finished product. Then I kind of have to agree. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what you're getting into. You remember I put them little pieces because I knew this was going to be a difficult area. I put the little pieces on first, so all these big pieces being cut away will just sand into the little pieces. And in under 20 minutes, this thing should be sanded out and finished. If I can get the excess cut off here. I can remember as a boy, I was a Cub Scout, and I always wanted a knife. And my mother said they were too dangerous. This is before I became a modeler. And these are really dangerous, these scalpels. They're real sharp. So I finally got a pocket knife, and she was showing me how to use it. And what'd she do? She cut herself with it. I never cut myself, but she cut herself with it. But the best trimming tool in this situation is sandpaper. But you kind of got to get all the big stuff off before you can sand. Okay. So we got everything, all the big stuff pretty much trimmed off. And now we'll take our round. Kind of attack it. Get all the freed up loose glass off of it. So you got to sand down to the resin. And if you remember, it had a coat of resin on it before the glass went on it, so you're not going to hurt it. Yeah, I was excited. I wanted to see what this is going to turn out like. So that's why the early rash tonight. 7 and 7. That's what I like to see. 7 people watching and 7 thumbs up. Pull off the excess glass. Had a guy say on the comments, can't remember the guy's name, that I'm a good shaper. Well, 55 years of shaping, I should know how to get it done. You know, I don't expect people on this channel to be able to shape like I do first try out, but I would like to see you guys try, you know. It's all in the tool. What tool are you going to pick up? Are you going to hand sand, or are you going to use a block, or are you going to use, what are you going to use? Out there. And sandpaper choice. Now there's another guy that I just started following. He's a metal worker. He chops cars. And he talks about 36 grit sandpaper. Now he does a lot of body work. He goes from 36 grit to 80 grit. And then he goes to primer, but they're using a polyester type primer. We can't do that. We're not fortunate enough that it doesn't matter what it weighs. So you have to sand down to at least 320 for lacquer, which dope is a lacquer base. And but he's making a lot of sense. You can't flatten something out with 400 grit sandpaper. You have to use 36 grit or 80 grit. And that's basically what I do. But he knows when to stop, just like I do. So it's really good. His name's Brad. Really good body work YouTube channel. About the only guy I've seen on YouTube that understands how to sand. And he's trying to teach it. And you can't teach sanding on YouTube. Okay, we're going to need something tighter because we got to get in there, dig that up. Appears to be a young guy too, so I guess his dad taught him. Micro Machines too, you want to watch that guy. He's a real craftsman for a kid. Man. He's hand forming a 30s style roadster. Super good. Built the tank. Kid stuff. But now this is good and hard. And that's what you want. today on the truck, they went from a 2.5 inch trailer ball to a 3-inch trailer ball. And the 3-inch trailer ball had a 2-inch hole. And you ever try to drill a 2-inch hole, you can't do it. We didn't have a hole saw. I took a cutting torch and I cut a round circle by eye. And the guy said, "How did you do that?" Model airplane. And all it took was a little grinder, my little die grinder to clean up the flash, and it fits perfect. Model airplane. So, you young guys watching me, you learn how to do this, you can do a lot of stuff. What I'm doing here is I'm eyeballing it up to where the resin, if you look here, there's a dark line. I'm just sanding that dark line off, and you got to stop right when you get to the edge of the dark line. What that dark line is where the resin rolled down inside the wood. And that'll give you back your round shape. And I'll get something else and clean them up and sand them around. This is just the first go around with this cowl. It'll be several times more. So we'll get a 3/16 piece of copper here. We'll sand up in here. I couldn't get it with that big piece. I got some polywalls around somewhere, but I don't know where. Yeah. Let's not worry about this. Let's worry about getting some superfill in. Let's see what it weighs. I'll tell you how much of the fiberglass put on the cowl. Three grams. Well worth 3 grams protection. Now this cowl is a little heavier than what I normally do, but that's because of crappy wood. Two grams overweight. What are you going to do? I'll have to skimp on it somewhere else. I get that 2 grams out. Let's see how it looks, how it fits. Easier to sand too while it's on the airplane. Well, you've seen this airplane take shape right before your eyes. Let's put this together and see what it weighs now. So got that in there. Well, first let's see if the cowl fits. It should. Yep. Little tight. Little tight. We'll clean that up with some sandpaper. Can you hear that glass in there? It's got a strange sound to it. Some of that resin on it. Now, this looks funny up here, but you can't feel any of that. So that's all that counts. Can you feel it? Yeah, it feels good. Okay, let's see what it weighs. Let's get the motor. I need a piece of something to stick in there. I hate to use that. So maybe just a small piece of something. Now the tank's wedged in there. Get an idea where I'm at as far as the weight of the airplane goes. Before it's done, I'm together and apart 100 times. Let's see, we got enough room there, yeah. Close. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Come on, get in there. There we go. Need a little screw. I lost the one I was going to use. If you're not doing what I'm doing, putting them together and taking them apart and keeping an eye on the weight, you're not building light enough. You have to watch the weight like a hawk. And you say, well, you know, what can you do about it if you're getting to be overweight? Well, you got to cut back. And I'm committed to these because that's the look that I wanted. But let's say that I was not doing this look, this is whatever, I would leave these off and that would leave a 1/4 ounce off anyway. So let's put the spinner on it. This just gives you a guess where you're at, you know. Got the heavy unobtainium on there. We're getting close now. I'm getting excited. Okay, let's see what it weighs. Feels good. I don't mean anything. Getting them stacked up like cordwood here. Yeah. I guess we can pick that paper up. Well, I better not because I'm going to do that super fill. Okay. We'll get the scale here and hopefully you can see that. Yeah, maybe. So that weighs over an ounce. Now it's at 0. Come on. $47.80. See down there. $47.80. Let's add a prop. It's $48.80. What else? A little bit of hose. So we'll say 49 ounces. I have, let's add the canopy, I guess, and the pilot. I'll put this, I don't know where that other pilot is, but I want to get this going. So we're at 49 even. And throw a canopy on there. That's 50 even. $49.95. Got the wheels on it. So we'll just say 50 even, 3/4 ounce tip weight, 50 3/4. The tail wheel, that's 51. We'll add an ounce for fuel line, 51, 52. Man, if I can't finish it, in 6 ounces, 52, we should be way under 60 ounces for this one. So I'm happy. Happy so far. PA 75 in a sub 60 airplane. All I gotta do now is just stand on the weight. Can't give up. Can't let up on the weight. Get this all cleared off here. That's 50. 50, 50, 50. Yeah, we should Should be way in the ballpark on this airplane. Because all I've got left to do is tissue the fuselage and fillets. So that's 50. Well, let's be conservative. 52. We'll say 53. It should be under 60 ounces. But with this airplane, I bet some mystery ounces are going to come out on it, because this is it's a massive doodad airplane. Let's go ahead and get some fillets started, and then we'll do the first coat. So are you guys surprised on the weight? I think this is lighter than my Tucker. I think we need to do these back before I lose those pieces. I need to get them. I need to put some glue on that too. Come on off there. Like, subscribe, and share. Super chat if it helps you. Don't let the same guys carry all the load. I'll put a little gap filling here. I mean, not that it's necessary. We're going to put super fill on it, but I want them babies on there. Marcos control line. Buenas noches. Okay, so here we are at these moments that I get from time to time. I'm looking at it and go, what do I want to do next? I mean, I knew that I would get this done today. I really need to sand on the cowl some more, but I know you guys are probably bored of that. We got the nose. The nose is done right. I've got glass back to here on the nose. And I could start filling here. Let me get a couple more carbon strips on this thing first. Muchas gracias por las manos. So I've got to add these carbon pieces that I didn't do the bottom yet either. And I gotta get rid of some of this trash. There's so much stuff in here. So I'll go add these carbon strips before I lose them. This is where I get burnt. Yeah, that Dr. paper, I'm not real happy with it. Let's cut the corner off of that. Wish I would have used my $15 a sheet free flight Japanese tissue on this model, but I didn't. I don't know where the hell it is. If you don't do this, there will always be a crack there, always a stress crack. And I've said it before on the channel, but you put all that work into your model and you go one season and look, oh crap, look at that, I gotta refinish it. Might as well do it up front. Wow, that's some strong stuff. Let's cut this triangle. Cut some of this off. We'll cut her down a little bit. It's hot quick. But I never learned, so. Now we can't do any superfill back here because there's no tissue on the fuselage, but I can put the superfill up there on the nose of the first coat. So we'll mix some of that up and get that working. If you're wondering what the rubber bands are for, that's to keep these things from falling off, because everything is, these are not glued on until after it's painted. So I just take a rubber band, slide over this so it don't fall off. No, this is not a Viper. It's it doesn't have a turtle deck. I mean, if I put a short canopy on, it'd be close to a Viper. But this is a classic looking airplane. Hopefully, when I get her done. One thing I'm real happy with is how much it's weighing, because I'm using the big block in this puppy. It'd be 3 ounces or 2 ounces lighter with Super Tiger 60 in it. Okay. Let's go for some fillet material. Let's throw this shit out. So all I'm doing now is getting this cleaned up so I can mix up some super fill. But that's part of modeling, especially when I'm working in the bathroom here. I want to see one of you guys build an airplane in your bathroom, because that's what I got here. That's how big. I mean, a big bathroom is bigger than this apartment. I think this is my 5th airplane in this apartment. Not including the Voodoos, because I built a bunch of Voodoos. Okay, so we'll get some super fill out. And what are we going to use? I guess we'll use this one. I'll go through the mixture once again. I mean, I know I've shown it a bunch of times, but there are some guys that are new to the channel who don't know what superfill does or what it is, so might as well show it. Okay, this is superfill. It's made by Consolidated Aircraft Coatings, polyfiber. It's got a date on it, but I don't know how to read it. It's 2003 052. So that would be 2003 on the 52nd day of 2003. And this is not old. This is new stuff. So this stuff must have a good shelf life. 2003 098 on that date. But this comes as a kit, part A, part B. This smells like ammonia. I don't know what's in it. It's a creamy paste. Strong. Real strong. PU. Smells like the cat feed. And this stuff here is just, I don't know, There must be a lot of not micro balloons. What's the name of that other shit? Zinc stearate. Because it really doesn't have a smell, but it has an odd texture to it. $28 a quart. You can buy it from Brodak for $28 for 2 ounces, or get a quart from Wix Aircraft. We're just going to mix up a little tonight. This is the first coat is a small coat. Another thing, when you get this superfill, don't just put it on your shelf and leave it sit. Continue to rotate the cans, because what happens is the chemicals go to the bottom and kind of dries out. Like this one, I've rotated several times and stirred several times. I've had this about a year, this one. So it's not a science project. It's not a big deal. You just look at that and you go, well, that's how much I got. You want to put 50% of the white into that. I try to do it in one dollop, but it's not going to make it. A little bit more, maybe. The white is the hardener. So I haven't done it, but guys have asked me on the forum, oh, you guys said 2 to 1, I mixed it 50-50. Well, that should work. It just won't give you much working time. And it's probably not optimum strength. So if you look at the bottom of this, you can tell it's ready to be turned over. You can see the, I should have probably mixed it. You can see the ammonia has settled to the bottom, but it'll be all right. One thing about it is, you use one stick for each ingredient. Do not put the stick back in the can. If you use it for white, keep using it for white. Don't stick it back into the blue can, because it will trigger the material. Back in the day, I was just talking to Dan the other night. I used to use, oh, now I can't even think of what it is. What is that crap? Epoxylite. A lot of guys say epoxylite microbloons. It's heavy for the first thing. It's hard to sand. It's hard to work with. I could do a good job with it, but it took a lot of practice to get where you could get it smoothed out. Now you can use alcohol on your finger with this stuff, and you can smooth it out very similar to epoxylite. Tonight I won't be doing that because all I'm doing is putting in the first layer of a many layer process to get this leading edge fillet. It'll take, I'd say it's going to take 3 fill settings for this to work. So we got it mixed up. Turns a baby blue. Sometimes it'll turn green. This stuff is older. You whip it up into a peanut butter, and it's about the consistency of peanut butter. Okay. Good evening, Gary. Now, I don't like putting all the fillet in all at once. I'd rather have a couple of layers of this. So we'll trowel that in there, first layer. Yeah, I'll get that with my finger. We'll come on this side and do this side here. Remember, this was done in stages. You know, I knew that I had to have the glass on there before I started this. So if you get out of sequence, it won't work as well. By the time this is done, this superfill will be way back into here, and it'll be way up to here because it's got to go this way and that way and around this way. It's this is a hard sculpt here, and that's why I use the 64th plywood as the edge. It gives you something to hold the putty to. And these doodads make the airplane when it's done. It's it looks just like that. And if you don't, you see how that transition, you know, you can tell in the shine of the leading edge that there's no wave or bump or whatever. That takes some time. And then you got to do the fillet. The whole fillet has to mold into that as well. Now these appear that I did them with a 1 pound coffee can. It looks like they come out a couple more inches, but I got to try to keep this airplane light, so we'll stay with these. I don't want to go too nuts on it. You'll know, people will know what I'm doing with it. And the Continental XL I sold Tim Redmond was not a Continental XL or a Continental. It was a Continental looking airplane. But this one here resembles the outlines of that airplane much better because of the wing shape that I chose. And I'm doing all the fillets and stuff on this one. So it's going to be a closer tribute airplane. One of the reasons that I that I liked the rear exhaust motor, and I've always wanted to use rear exhaust motor because you don't have all that business hanging off the side of your airplane, you know. Any other time I'd have a muffler hanging out the side of the airplane. Well, it's hanging out the bottom. It's just a little tube sticking out the bottom. So that's much better, I think. Okay, so we won't worry about that going any farther with that side. Let's put the stuff in the other side. Oh, 80 ounces. I can feel it coming. So that's the muffler sticking out. So I mean that's clean. As opposed to having a big bogus thing hanging out the side of it. But I'm just not sure that the trade-off for the pipe is worth the extra 3 ounces that you got to put on the airplane. And with electric, you know, they're talking, well, electric's great. Is it really worth the 10-ounce trade-off for that big brick in the nose? And that's concentrated weight. That's all in one spot. And you surely can feel it when you're flying it. Because I can feel this, the big block motor in the nose. It ain't your daddy's Fox 35, that's for sure. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty good today. How did you cut that hole with the torch? Yeah, but it's perfect. Yeah, I did it by eye too. And that big 2-inch shaft fit right down in there perfect. Model airplanes, my boy. Okie dokie. We're on 59 minutes. We made some progress. The cowl sanded out, the first coat of fillet materials in. You know, if this was epoxylite, I would have to sit here and babysit and have it perfectly smooth before it dried. But with super film, it sands like balsa, so it. Okay. So if I, you know, when this dries, I'll just CA some 80 grit sandpaper to my finger, my thumb, and just work it back and forth in and out till it's nice, and then I'll put another coat on it and start working it up this way. I don't want to go too far because I still need to dope and paper the fuselage, and after that's done, that's when I'll put the fillet in, the actual fillet down the wing joint, and then blend it into this and then sand it all together. But the only reason why I went ahead and did this is it's several coats to get that built up. so why wait? If I had some alcohol, I would smooth it out a little bit, but I don't, so I need some more in there. Yeah, it's too mushy. Just gonna have to wait till that dries, sand it out, and hit it with another coat. Now this style of airplane is not mine. It's Tom Warden's. Nobody does it because it's just too difficult. All these fancy doodads with the swept forward this and the rounded edges and all that, just too much work. But Tom was an artist. Little known fact about Tom Warden: he was the fastest pistol draw in the country. And accurate, too. He also was a weightlifter, bodybuilder, weightlifter, later on in his life. Kind of looked like James Dean in a way. He could have been a movie star. Well, I thought I was going to do more, but it looks like I've covered everything in an hour. So I got the cowl cut loose and sanded out. I mean, there's going to be another hour or so sanding on it, but got the doodads on there. I put the carbon on there. Gonna have to sand that out. Getting ready for the fillets down there. I gotta call John and see if I can get him to go get me the 13 and 14-inch canopies, because these 12s just aren't big enough. This canopy is too narrow. I need some width. So I'm going to have to get a bigger canopy and cut the length down so I got the width. It's either that or run the World War II cockpit, and I really don't want to do that. Canopy. Or I could fill the hole and put a wood canopy on it and forget it. And that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think the best bet is a 13 or a 14-inch canopy. And cut the length down. I just need to get the width. Is there any questions? We got 14 watchers, 11 thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. And if this video helps you, subscribe. Please consider becoming a paid member. And that helps me out and helps me with, this costs a lot of money to do all this stuff. And trust me, I ain't making $1 million at this, that's for sure. How do you become a millionaire in the hobby business? Start out with 3 million. Going out backwards. I got some wheels on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to run bananas or wheel doors. Probably wheel doors, because I'd like to keep this. If I can keep this thing under 60 ounces, I'd be tickled to death. And it looks like I'm kind of headed in that direction, as long as I watch my weight. I need to get the Dr. Pepper airplane out and polish it again. It's been a month or so sitting. The paint is good and dry. That paint should really shine now. Let's get that up here and look at it. I don't have anything to polish it with, but I'll take a look and see if the paint's hardened up. You can tell by looking at it. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's ready for another polish job. Yep, got good and hard now. I can tell by looking at it. It's ready. It's ready for a final, the bone out, so to speak. The final polish. Been sitting a month or so, maybe 2. Wow, it's got dirt all over it. This will be the airplane I take to the Nats, if it flies good. Have not flown it yet. Should. It's got all the right numbers. It's got the right weight. I need to see what this weighs. I forgot. I know it's not light enough. Let's put up the table and see what it weighs. I mean, I'm looking at this. Look at the shine on it. You can tell it's ready to be polished. For the guys just joining this channel, that airplane that I'm holding now, the Dr. Pepper airplane, has all been done on camera in the last 6 months. It's all back in the prior videos. This is the second. The one I'm working on now is the second one for the year. Or did I finish? Did I do my Tucker? No, I did my Tucker. I did that last year. So let's see what this mama weighs. I forgot. It's ready. It's in flight trim right now. Tanks in it. Wingtip weights in it. It's all bench trim, ready to go. So we're on ounces. That's right. That's what it weighed. 60 1/4. It's not sub 60. It's 60 1/4, so it's over 60. What are you going to do? Try to get a big airplane at 60 ounces. But my Junar up here that's in definite need of refinish is at 58. This baby here, $58.3. So I'll show you, so you know I'm not kidding you. 58.3. I think what got me on the Dr. Pepper airplane is the pilot. But this airplane here is long in the tooth. I mean, it's got some definite finish issues. And I could probably doctor it up and fly it another season, and it's time for a new airplane. Hopefully this PA-75 airplane comes out in the 58, 59 ounce range. But I kind of doubt it. Them big blocks are heavy. So I just do what I can do, I suppose. Hey, if you're a new subscriber or a new member or whatever, I stream here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And Charles does the hangouts on Mondays and Fridays. So there's something going on the Stunt Hangar YouTube channel 5 days a week. Most of the time. We're going to be building the Dauntless here shortly, which is an RC airplane. I know you guys are going, oh no, RC. No, I don't fly RC, but I want to get some of the RC guys onto the channel. So I'm going to show how to scratch build a Dauntless for a Sato 80. And it's a scale appearing aircraft, so it will be done like my Thunderbolt was done. So I'll show how to do everything else, you know, how to build it scratch and bench trim it or finish it and bench trim it. I won't be flying it. I'll probably have Dan Winship fly it, or I got a radio and servos and stuff and all that business. And I'll be giving it away to one of the members. So look for the Dauntless here. It probably, you know, I got to get this airplane done, the one I'm working on now, before the Nats. So it'll probably start around Nats time. We'll start putting it together. It'll be a series. I'll probably only do 1 hour a week on the Dauntless, though. Try to stretch it out. because it's RC. I got a whole box full of RC wood that I need to get rid of. So that's fine to use it as an RC airplane. That'll be 6 pound and up, and my airplane will still be 2 pounds lighter than everybody else's. So, like, subscribe, share the videos, and I'll see you Saturday at John's. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.